Shabbat Shalom, my brothers and sisters. How are y'all doing? Hi, I'm Pastor Anthony Douglas from Seventh-day Harvest Teaching Ministries. And I just had something that I just wanted to post on this morning. I had a question that I wanted to throw out to those that are listening. And that question is, how important is research? How important to you is research? We find out in 2 Timothy 2:15, Scripture says, to study to show yourself approved unto Elohim, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. When we look or closely examine the Scripture says to study to show thyself approved. One of the definitions of study is do the research. And one thing that I found out growing up in Christianity or growing up in church, their definition of study is not in depth. They may take a few scriptures and base a whole message off of that couple of scriptures. And it always seemed to be a problem to me because, how many of us actually go to church, hear a good hype message, and then we leave the same way we came? The saints used to ask, the question is, oh boy, that was a good service. And then the question is asked, what did the preacher preach about? I don't know, but he sure did preach. And then how many times do we actually study, even being not a so-called preacher or a minister, but just a regular layman? How many of us actually sit down and take the time out, 5-10 minutes a day, and actually do research? Shalom, shalom. Scripture says to, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. And, some of us base our beliefs off of just the New Testament alone. When, in fact, when we closely examine the New Testament, let's start with the Gospels. The Gospels are not scriptures. They're just accounts of an event that took place during the Mashiach's time. When we look at the letters of Shaul, or which we know today to be Apostle Paul, or even Kepha or Peter, these are letters, not so much as scriptures as we are taught they are. And if you examine those letters or what we call scriptures closely, you will see that they're nothing more than quotations of Torah. But we're not gonna read on that today. I just want to put something in your plate on this morning. If those that are just coming into the awakening, or even if you're curious, I want to give a little words of advice of when you are beginning to study. There's so much stuff that is out here that you can become attached to. When you're closely examining the Bible, to me, the Bible has, in order for me to find answers of scriptures, it should be something outside of the Bible that coincides with scriptures. Just like the history of the Bible, there should be something outside the Bible that says, hey, those scriptures or those events are exact facts. Well, how do I do that? How do I go about that? Shalom, shalom. How do I go about that? Well, I have a few books here that I would like to present to some of you so that you will go out and gravitate to. And those books help you with your studying, and it also confirms who we are as the so-called African Americans, or the Negroes, or as we hear in modern times, blacks. First, I'd like to present to you this book here. It's called the Vanderman Bible Dictionary. It's the Vanderman Compact Bible Dictionary. Y'all need to go out and cop that version. And it actually tells you, basically, it breaks down all of the genetics of who we are as a people, from Ham, Shem to Yefet or Japhet. It breaks down those people. The next thing would be, go get you a Tanakh. Get you a Tanakh. Now, we don't, even sitting in the Christian church, we don't serve a Greek God. We don't serve a Roman God. We claim to serve the Hebrew God, the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what we claim. But every time you turn around, someone is always talking about Roman, the Roman dictionary or the Greek dictionary. But the Savior of the world wasn't Greek. He wasn't Latin either. He wasn't Roman. So, okay, I'm confused. So why are we always resorting back to trying to find the definition in Greek and Roman? Those people wasn't Greek and Roman. They were Hebrews. Well, that word Hebrew is a Latin word, also a Greek word. The actual word is Eve. Eve. That's the actual word. And guess what? Those people still exist today in the what we call Africa, the motherland, sub-Saharan Africa. All right, enough of that spiel. The next one that you need to get is the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's what you need to cop right there, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Cop that book right there. I'm telling you, it will be something that will be everlasting, an everlasting impression. You're probably looking at it backwards the way that I'm looking at it on the screen, but it's the best that I can do. But yeah, cop this book, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yeah, okay. Now, another book that I would like to present to you is a book by Dr. Rudolph R. Winsler. It's called From Babylon to Timbuktu. It tells you everything it tells you about the journey of the black man, the black woman, the black child from what we know today to be Israel. But for those that are awake, we know it to be Yasharal or Yasharel. So go cop this book, Babylon to Timbuktu. Babylon to Timbuktu. Yeah, we want to go outside of scriptures, although scriptures, you can't go wrong with scriptures, but it has to be some evident, some geographical, some biological proof outside of the Bible to prove that the Bible is real. And guess what? There is. But Christians don't do the research. The next one that you need to check out is this one right here, The 13th Tribe by Arthur Keshner. Arthur Keshner. This is the Ashkenazi, the same so-called Israel Jews that are over in the land today claiming to be us. Yeah, he exposes them all. And after he releases this book, not even 3 months, they kill him. Yeah, they kill him for releasing this book, the truth. All right, get it again. It's Arthur Keshner, The 13th Tribe. Go cop that book. Next book. This is my boy right here, my brother. He'll be here in September. He's the author. He is also the director of the new book, Hebrews to Negroes. He has 4 books out now. I have every last one of them. And we'll bring Seventh Day Harvest. We'll be bringing him, and along with Benel Israel. You can go catch all of them on YouTube. They will be coming here September, and we'll be at Temple Memorial Church. They're the only ones that's wanting to step out and expose the truth. Temple Memorial Church on Cedro Drive, where the pastor is Dr. Bannister. Yes, it's finally some Christians that are waking up and want to know the truth. So check this out. This is the other book, Hebrews to Negroes. Hebrews to Negroes. You can get that on eBay. You can get it on Amazon.com. There's a lot of websites that's out there. You can cop these books on. The book is thick, and as you see, the book is big, full of information, facts. Not somebody that just thought about something or dreamed about something and put a book together, but these are facts. Go cop that book. The next book, the second version, From Hebrews to Negroes. Cop that book. You want to get these are pretty large books. Got a whole lot of information about you, Negro. You, African American, black, you. Let's take a look at another book. How about this one? Hebrews to Negroes. Can this be all of this information is out here? Why don't they preach about it in the church? Wow. Well, what does knowing your identity got to do with salvation? Well, the last time I read, it has everything to do with salvation. For the scripture says that salvation is of the Yahudim. Those that don't know who the Yahudim is Yahudah, Judah. And well, the current Bible as we read it, it says Jews. Well, that's a funny thing to say since the word Jew didn't exist until the 8th century. All right, enough of that. Now, the last thing that you need to do is get you a good, strong concordance. Strong concordance. Because you need some cross-referencing to understand what they call the Hebrew, let me take it back, the Latin, Greek, into Hebrew, this is what you need right here. This is what you need to know, what it says, what it means. Grab that book. Gravitate to that book. All right, let me see. Have I got everything? Have I got all the books? Well, I got some of them. I don't really have time to show you everything. But if you really want to know who you are, stop taking these so-called preachers' word for it, because guess what? They ain't doing as much study as they present that they are. Do the background, do the research. People, you got to study for yourself. Don't take some man's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take some woman's word for it. Do the research for yourself. Find out for yourself. Find out if what I'm saying has any kind of grounds to it. And you will find out, you'll be surprised. You'll find, just like the word Jesus, that every Christian American, every Christian that's all over the world, that they claim Jesus. Guess what? Jesus wasn't even born until 419 years ago. Now, go figure, how does that work? We say he was crucified 2,000 years ago. How does that work? I'm telling you, his name was Yahusha. And the modern term, the modern word was Yeshua. So do the research. Find out what exactly, and what is really the proper transliteration. Proper transliteration is not to change a name completely to a whole nother name. My name is Anthony. So you mean to tell me the translation or transliteration to Anthony is Anso? Or how about a whole nother letter? How about Willie? How about that? That's what we've done to the Son of the Most High. We've changed his whole name. How come McDonald's keeps his name all over the world? Tell me that. How come Mitsubishi keeps his name all over the world? Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki. Those are Japanese. Why don't we transliterate those names into an American name? Why does Ford gets to keep his name all the way in Japan or any other country? But we want to transliterate the Son of the Most High. It don't make no sense. Do the research, y'all. Do the research. I challenge every preacher, every pastor, every theologian. I challenge all of y'all. Do the research. You don't have to get mad at me. The facts is out there. The facts is here. I have all the facts. The facts is there. I'm not here to debate religion. Religion is debatable, but culture is not. Culture is never debatable. That's what we had before we came to this God-dread country. We had culture. And by us having to be indoctrinated to this thing that we call now Christianity. You know what? We asked the question, was the disciples Christians? Was Jesus a Christian? No. The word Christian was added again in the late 1600s. Before that, there wasn't a such word as Christians. Well, if we wasn't Christians, what was Jesus and them called? They were called Nazarenes. That's what they were called. Y'all believers, y'all black believers, that's who you are, a Nazarene. That's your belief. Your race, your true race is Yahudim or Yahuda, Judah, Yasharel. Look it up. Check it out for yourself and see if what this little black boy, if he has any kind of education, or if he has any kind of facts to what he's saying on today. So I'm just ranting. I just hope that somebody gets mad enough to go check out this information for themselves, to see that, you know, I'm tired of being colored. I'm tired of being black. I'm tired of being African American. Ain't none of them describes a race. Black describes a color. It's a Spanish word, Negro, that came from Portugal, Spain. What was we called before we were called Negro? We were called Yahudim. That's what we were called. We were called Yahuda, Judah. That's what we were called. We were called Eve. That's what we were called. And they still call that today in the motherland. Bantu people. Look up the word Bantu. See if you don't come out and find out that you have a biblical race. You have a biblical name. Check it out for yourself. All right? Check it out for yourself. And I will challenge each and every one of you, especially my brothers and sisters that are heavily in church. Listen, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm only trying to make you think. Think, and do the research. A friend once told me, Anthony Strickland, he said, bro, you got to do research on research. You got to do research upon research. And you know what? I agree. Research your research and find out if the second research that you came up with, if it has any grounds, if it sounds anything or anywhere similar to your first research. And if it does not, then I advise you to go again and do the research again until you find out that what conclusion that you come up with has the same bearings. So do that. Do the research, my brothers and sisters. Find out for yourself of who you are. And is identity, is it really that important? Yes. Maybe our young men will realize who they are, pull up their pants, put their pants on their hips. Maybe our young women will stop exposing themselves like they wanted to earn a dollar bill on a pole. Maybe they will drop their skirts just a little bit lower to have some type of dignity about themselves and stop taking butt shots on Instagram and all of our media outlets. Maybe they'll take a sense of pride, and maybe our young men that are running around killing each other, maybe they will wake up and stop killing themselves. Something needs to happen, and it ain't happening with the church. We've been praying the same prayer for over 435 years, and ain't nothing taking place. Something has to happen. Something needs to take place. Churches come together. I want to see you in the street. That's what I want to see you. Get out of them walls. Get on the street. Get on the street. They need to see you. Our young people are dying, and they need to know why they're dying. I have an answer to that too. And understanding it better by and by, it ain't gonna get it. It ain't gonna cut it. We'll ask the question once we get to heaven. That's another lie. Read your scriptures. Read your scriptures. The last time I read that when the Hamashiach comes back, he's coming back and he's going to regather us, the saints, the Yahudim, up from all four corners of the world in which they were scattered. That's the last time I read. And then when he do it, we're going over to the land and we're going to build in the land. That's what I read. And you wonder why they took those books out of what we know today to be the Bible? Well, guess what? Go buy you an Apocrypha. Go buy you the book of Enoch. Find out. And you will see that it ain't going to be a happy time when the Mashiach comes back. He's coming to slay. And the last time I read in Romans chapter 11, it says that he blinded Yasharel or Israel in order to what? Graft the Gentiles. Not only to graft the Gentiles, but to provoke Yahudim or Yahuda to jealousy. That's how important you are. That's how important you are. Did he really come back to save the whole entire world? I think that's another misinterpretation. And we just got it all screwed up because we've been indoctrinated by the same oppressor that brought us here. The first ship, we think the first ship came in 1619, don't we? Well, how about if I told you the first ship came in 1555 and the name of that ship was called Isus? Oh Lord, Jesus? What is that translated as? Jesus. Okay, I'll say good day. If you want your comments, somebody, Lavender, my brother, Moray put Romans chapter 11. I love you, brother. That's how you do that thing right there. Sherry, Pastor Sherry, Apostle Sherry, thank you, 100. Thank you all for tuning in to my little rant. But again, I say to all my brothers and sisters, listen, I have 47 and a half years of church. We would go to church Monday. We would go to church Wednesday. We would go to church Friday. We would go to church Saturday. We would go to church Sunday and leave the same hell raisers that we went in. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong. Tell me, how is it that every time that the altar is open, the same people come to the altar for the same thing? Man, what's going on? What's going on? I tell you, we need to check out Deuteronomy chapter 28. Not only Deuteronomy chapter, read the whole chapter. The only thing that we've been hearing about in church is bless my coming in, bless my going out. We shall be above and not beneath. We should be the head and not the tail. Look, man, check the whole chapter out and you will find out everything there is to know about the Spanish Inquisition, the transatlantic slave trade. Those are the people that they were talking about. And if you are a product of those transatlantic slave trade, Spanish Inquisition, then guess what? You are Eve, Yahudim. That's who you are. You ain't black. You ain't African American. You ain't colored. You ain't Afro American. First of all, I just described the color and I just described 2 continents. Tell me what's wrong with that picture, and everybody's accepting it. African American came in existence in 1984, by our famous Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson, come on, man. We need to stop cooning and tell the truth. Tell the truth, my people. You can be mad at me all day long. Guess what? I'm good. I'm good. The thing is, I know the truth. And you should too. Is there anything wrong with going to church? No. There's nothing wrong with going to church if you're going to preach the truth. And let's get back to the laws and statutes and commandments, because that is what got us here. That is what got us in the predicament that we're in. Because we wanted to do our own thing. We were told not to follow the ways of the heathen, not to follow the ways of the Gentiles. And what did we do? We got over here and we did just that. We wonder why things are always happening to the so-called black people. Guess what? Read Deuteronomy chapter 28. When you get done with that, Leviticus chapter 26. When you get done with that, Jeremiah chapter 30. Then you come and talk to me. If you want to have a debate, I'll be glad to have a debate. You get your people, let me get my people. I will be glad to have a debate. And all I can say to you, bring the facts. Bring the facts. I don't want your theories. I don't want your he say, she say. I want the facts. Bring me the facts. Because the facts, the truth, as last time I heard the Hamashiach said, the truth shall make you free. The truth shall make you free. Listen, get to know Yahusha. Get to know Yahuwah, Ahaya, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Get to know him. You hear Yah, get to know him. Read Psalm 68:4. They forgot to take him out. The word Yahuwah is in the original text over 7,000 times. The word Yah is in the text 50 times. The word Yahusha is in the text 260 times. Should I go on? The word Yahshua is in the text, what, 2 times? Come on, y'all. Study. It means everything. We used to hear the thing growing up as a child. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. We have become zombies. We have been indoctrinated. If you want to know, look, do the research on the church obelisk. The thing that we walk in, but when we get ready to walk into the church, and this big old steeple that look like a Klan hat on the very top, check that out. Tell me what you find out of the history of that. It's the same thing that's in Washington, D.C. that we call the Washington Monument. I'm gonna give you a heads up. It is the penis of a famous Bible character in the scriptures. Yeah, you heard me right. It is the penis, what the heck, of Nimrod. Nimrod. You walking in the church, in the front of the church, and look up above your head, there is a penis. The replicate or the image or the representation of a penis. Yeah, you heard it right. You heard it right. And one of the commandments tells us that we should have no graven images. None. We got white pictures of Jesus on walls, on the windows. We got crosses everywhere. That don't represent the Most High. He told us no images. The last time I checked, that Yeshua or Yahusha was on a tree. A tree. That's what he was put on. But we got crosses tattooed on our arms, on our chest. Wow, that sounds like the mark of the beast to me. Holla at your boy. Love y'all, and I hope that you heard something that was said, something that will make you go out and do the research, and drop a line. Look, check out the website, seventhDayHarvest.org, seventhDayHarvest.org. Drop us a line, seventhDayHarvest@gmail.com, or even give us a call, 336-259-3058. Give us a call. We will be glad to hear from you, whether it be positive or negative. We'll be glad to hear from you. Guess what? Bad publicity in this business is good publicity. Bring it. Bring it. Come for me today. Bring what you got. Put it in a lunchbox. Bring it. And because, make sure you pack a lunch, because it's going to be a long, long haul. Make sure you bring some facts. All right? To all my evangelistical preachers that love to flood the airwaves of Facebook or social media, talk about how good it is. Not one time that I heard any of y'all talk about the slaughter that's on our streets. Not one time have I heard any of y'all talk about what are we going to do about these killings on the street. Not grown men, these are teenagers, kids. Let's talk about that. Ain't that a good day? Stop cooning. We need some truth. We need some facts. We need somebody to bring some help, especially to High Point. High Point needs it bad. Winston-Salem calling you out. Greensboro calling you out. High Point definitely calling you out. Bring it. If you want something done, let me see you do something. That's what I need to see. All that talking about praying, we've been praying a long time. I ain't seen no results. Even the famous Dr. Martin Luther King said the dream that I had in 1963 was a nightmare. What did he do? What happened? What happened to the transition? Oh Lord, I'm getting off base. I'm getting off base. Let me get back to myself. Whew, okay. All right. Well, he said 4 months before his death, we going to Washington, D.C. Why are we going to Washington, D.C.? We going to Washington, D.C. to get our checks. What? Did Dr. King say that? Yeah, Dr. King said that. Guess what? He said, the hell with this. This ain't working. We need something going on. We need some facts going on in the community. So guess what? Brothers and sisters of my Christian community, of my Hebrew community, we got to come together. We got to unite. And we got to put all of this mayhem to rest. Forget all that craziness. That's why I had to move my family out the hood. Because I came almost ashamed of our people. We killing ourselves. And our other nations sitting back and just laughing at us. We praying and running around the church and coming on the Honda. And outside the doors, people are dying. Come on, people. Come on, get it together. Wake up. Get it together. All these books is facts. All these books are facts. I don't want to hear what the Gentile, the same oppressor that brought you here, I ain't trying to hear what they say. They telling you lies from the beginning. They the one that got you in this predicament. Get these books. Get all of these books. Go back. Get them all. Get them all. Get as much as possible. You need more than just the King James Version. Just more than the King James Version. You need facts outside of facts. You need to research on top of research. One scripture is not going to do it. Even the Hamashiach himself said that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Elohim. Guess what? You got to do something. You got to do something. We had all the water challenges. We had all the slap challenges. We had every stupid challenge in the world. But guess what? I'm challenging all y'all today. Get up off your seat of do nothing and do something. Do something. You don't like what I am saying? Change the channel. Do something. Tired of all this craziness. It ain't nobody doing nothing, especially all the saved folk. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You was a wretched. You was just like them. You were drinking. You were smoking. You were partying. You were just like them. And somewhere along the line, through all of the blessings, you forgot about who you was. Guess what? As my mama used to say, she didn't really cuss, but she did the best that she can. She said, get your ice up and work. Get in the grind. Get in the field. There's a whole lot of work to do. Scripture says, for the laborers are few. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. I wonder why. I wonder why. Again, I say, it was just a rant. I hope that something that was said will help somebody, especially my black people, my so-called family. Help them. Man, I didn't have everybody to try to turn against me. The ones that I've done everything for, from family members to so-called friends. But guess what? I'm sticking to the program. I'm sticking to the letter. Guess what? It's not the letter of the law. It's the spiritual intent of the Torah. That's what we need to stick to. The spiritual intent. That's what we need to stick with. And what happened to the Sabbath? Who changed the Sabbath? Who took the day of worship and the day of rest and moved it to Sunday? Look it up. Find out. It wasn't the mighty Yahuwah. It wasn't the mighty Yah. It wasn't the mighty Elohim or Akahayim. It wasn't him. It was the oppressor. Pope Alexander V and the father of Christianity, Constantine. Wow. Y'all got to do something, man. Do something. The world is looking at us and they taking a laugh. We are the joke around the table. We are the joke around the table. No wonder our churches can't fill up now like they used to. No, because they didn't pick that whole card. They didn't pick that whole card. Okay, now it's time for a new card. Y'all might as well throw your hand in because it ain't no good. Throw it in. Get a new hand. I hope that somebody's taking heed to what I'm saying, because time ain't long. What the scripture says, it says perilous times shall come in the last days when man will be lovers of themselves. We have a lot of them going on. They in the pulpit, they in the choir stand, they directing, they behind the musicians, they behind the keyboard. That's why we ain't saying nothing. Our brothers and sisters ain't telling the truth behind the podium no more, because we're afraid that our money gonna get small and sooner or later dry up. And stop preaching to them folk about tithes. Tithes is food. Leviticus chapter 3. Read it. And give you a chance that Malachi says that there may be meat in my house. What? He didn't say money. No, he said meat. Food. Get it together. I know you want some of me now. You can come for me. But I'm telling you, it will not be safe. I'm always packing. Yeah, you heard it. Bring it. Do the research. One love. And I say to all my brothers and sisters, shalom.